Hello. Hi. Sorry about that. I was off grabbing water and fiddling with my green screen, as you might have seen for a moment, like right up there somewhere. So, yesterday was a bit of a short stream since I had a bit of a sore throat. My throat isn't feeling all that much better, but we're gonna at least finish this day, like the pre-trial day, and see where we wind up. Yes, still not muted, just making sure. Okay. 19th, that was yesterday, yes. Yes. Okay, what were we doing? Can I can. There was nothing else in there. So let's talk to him. What about Maya and the charges against her? I don't think you can win, pal. If you're talking about proof, we've got a few pieces. Hey, Pro Sale, welcome. You've got proof? Yeah, pal. That puffy-haired photographer's going to testify tomorrow. You must be talking about Lotta. Actually, speaking of Lotta, I took some hot pictures earlier. Huh? Remember? I took some pictures at the murder scene inside. Lotta's hot pictures. I wonder what her camera captured. Besides, you must have realized by now, pal. There's no way anyone other than Maya Fey could have done it. What am I supposed to say to Pearls now? About Dr. Gray. The victim wasn't super famous, but people still knew who he was. His face was all over those tabloid shows last year. Yeah, I know. I was looking through some newspapers from last year and... Huh? I could have sworn I cut an article out, but I guess I must have lost it. He's searching through his pockets, and boy, are those big. I could make a pun. I'm not gonna. It looked really interesting, too. Hey, do you have a copy, pal? A copy of that article? I think Dr. Gray might have brought a copy to the office when he came by. About Maya's trial tomorrow, I've got 2 pieces of news for you, pal. 2? Yeah, bad news and even worse news. So which do you want to hear first? I don't really care. It doesn't change the fact that I'm not going to like it. Alright, pal. Well, the prosecutor for the trial tomorrow is Prosecutor Von Karma. What? Von Karma? It's his daughter. Manfred Von Karma. He was an awe-inspiring veteran prosecutor. He never lost a case in the 40 years of his career, and he raised a fearsome disciple. The horrible aftertaste of the evil he force-fed me is something I'll never forget. Wait a sec. Didn't Von Karma stand trial, and that's where the other piece of bad news comes in. The Von Karma you're facing tomorrow is actually his successor. Successor? So, who is this successor of Von Karma? Literally, pal, it's Prosecutor Von Karma's kid. This kid became a prosecutor real young, like 13, and hasn't lost a trial since. Oh, with the retconning. That's what they call a prodigy, pal. How have we never heard about him? Or her? I know it's a her. Kid, huh? Well, wait a second. 13? The kid became a prosecutor at the age of 13. I mean, a prodigy like that, I would have heard something about. Oh, no. The kid was born and raised in Germany, pal. That country's got a lot of stuff, and it's a great place to develop a person's talents. It is. Germany is pretty good. Germany, huh? That's probably why I've never heard of this person. Still, all it takes is someone mentioning the name Von Karma. And I get terrible flashbacks to that case. That case. Sorry. Stop it. Get a grip on yourself, Phoenix. None of that matters anymore, now that he's gone. Oh, right. Edgeworth left somewhere. Right, village. Move. Offices. Phew. It feels like I've been gone forever. But it's only been one day. Oh, that's right. Where's that newspaper Dr. Gray brought the other day? Maybe atop the phone? Ah, here it is, right on top of my desk. This is the only thing he left behind that's going to be of any help. Newspaper clipping 1 added to the court record. Examine. No, there's nothing. Court record. Move. Back to village. Move. Meditation. Present. Dr. Gray brought this over to my office the other day, and hey, it's that news story. The one about the malpractice suits. 14 patients died, and it caused a huge stink. Yeah, but that's not all, pal. Things only got worse after that. You mean the car accident the nurse died in? Oh, here we go. I brought my own clipping with me today. I thought you lost it. Here, pal, this is for you. Alright, thanks. Newspaper clipping 2 added to the court record. Oh God. Her name is Mimi Miney. Eeny Mimi. They're sisters. Move. Winding way. Move. Side room. Talk. I'm going to ask you again, did you know Dr. Gray? I totally don't know that guy. Like, you're totally more persistent than a roach. And now the locks again. This girl is hiding something, I'm sure of it. I guess I have no choice but to remove this lock. Alright, so first I have to use Maya's Magatama. Court record. No? No? Present. That. The victim. Eeny meeny. I believe you do know who Dr. Gray is. I told you, like, how many times do I, like, have to repeat myself? If you're, like, so totally sure, then where's, like, your proof? Well, it may be possible that you never actually met Dr. Gray in person. I do believe you might have at least indirectly known of him. Like, what do you mean, like, indirectly? I should try to show that the possibility existed for now. So something that shows a possible connection between Amy and Dr. Gray. Yes. Take a look at this newspaper clipping. Like, what is it? A story about an accident. Please read the victim's name. Mimi Miney. Miney is a pretty rare last name, wouldn't you say? Miss Mimi Miney wouldn't happen to be a relative of yours, would she? So you noticed, she was my older sister. I'm sorry about your loss. Your sister, was she a nurse, perhaps at Dr. Gray's surgical clinic? Gray's surgical clinic. I don't think I need to tell you that the clinic was run by the victim, Dr. Turner Gray. Which is how you knew of Dr. Gray. You knew him through your sister. And that's it. Please tell me all you know about Dr. Gray. My sister's name was Mimi Miney. She was like a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic. That's what I thought. I heard that, like, Dr. Gray was really tough on people, like a total slave driver. My sis was like always coming home totally wiped out because she was overworked. Wiped out? So that way she fell asleep at the wheel. That guy like drove my sister so hard, so like that's why the accident happened. The one where 14 patients died from malpractice. Yeah, like I think that was the doctor's fault too. My sis was pushed like everyone's expectations, like, and her like duties and stuff, and that pushed her to her death. Oh, I'm sorry. So like, are we done? I've like already told my story to like everyone. Do you understand now, Mr. Nick? This is how a Cyclops works. Well, I don't plan to pry into people's hearts unless I absolutely need to. The lock this time was pretty easy, but you might meet people who aren't as willing to give in later on. If you don't have enough proof, be careful and know when to stop trying. Okay. So move. Here. Move. Here. Talk. No? Ooh, I'd better shut my mouth. Oh, what? I'm not gonna give you any information about evidence, pal. Oh. What do you think about this? Hey, that's a pretty nice looking brooch. You should stop wearing that ugly old attorney's badge and start wearing that, pal. That detective is so nice. Aren't you happy, Mr. Nick? Happy? About what? Okay. So we're skipping that one. So about this key. Hey, is that your house key or something, pal? Come on, does this look like a house key to you? Now what's it for? It's... actually I should probably keep that a secret. It's my bicycle key. Oh, nothing special, huh? The nurse that killed the patients ended up getting killed in an accident. Dr. Gray wound up on a lot of tabloid shows because of that. Now there was a smart man. I'm sure that was a great way to advertise for his clinic. I am so getting my butt kicked with all this reading still. Scaring people off is always the best way to get more patients. Okay, so nothing on that. Can we ask him about the murder? I don't have anything to tell you about this one, pal. You don't have to be so mean about it. Not a word. Hey, don't look at me like that. That girl has one intense stare. Ooh. Okay, let's ask about Maya. I'm sorry things had to turn out this way, pal. It's too early to give up. No one's proven her guilty of anything yet. Look, even if there were a zillion of you, pal, this is a case you... Now why is he silent? Okay. But nothing on that one. Her? No? Ooh, tell me about yourself, Dick Gumshoe, age 31. Boy, do I look scary in this picture. I guess if I wanted people to stop thinking cops are scary, I have to change myself. Gotta smile, gotta smile. There's that classic goofy Gumshoe smile again. Lotta. No? Okay, never mind. Back in here. Let's make sure we're done here. Blood. Oh. I always want to press R1 to slide left, right, and L1 to slide left. But it's L1 whichever way you want to slide. That's very confusing to me. No one in here, no one to talk to. Guess we're leaving. Let's just double check in here. No? Move to side room or done meditation room, move. Village. Oh, something's happening. Mr. Nick. What's wrong? I have never left Grind Village. Really? Wow, that's pretty amazing. You're going to meet with Mystic Maya, aren't you? Please tell her I said hi. Okay. Hey, wait! She ran off. Again. Well, I know Amy's secret now, but still don't have any idea how I'm gonna save Maya. I don't even know if I should go in there with a smile or a straight face. Let's just double check. There's nothing here. No. Detention center. What am I supposed to do? I'm almost out of time. Can I really do anything? Can I really save her? Sorry to keep you waiting. Huh? Must be Maya. It's been a long time, hasn't it, Phoenix? Huh? That voice. Oh, hi. Mia. Even without me being here, it looks like you've learned to stand on your own. Is it the Magatama? Mia, she's Maya's older sister and my mentor. She was a top-notch defense lawyer, but a certain case forced her into retirement. But whenever I'm in trouble, she comes to help, just like this. And since I'm a mental jukebox, when I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mia comes to me, speaking words a whisper. Let it be. Her spirit comes back from the other world and borrows Maya's body for a bit. Phoenix, you can't make that kind of face in front of your client. A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets, and especially when it's bad. Mia, you can't smile at the end if you haven't been smiling the whole way there. In any case, the face you're making now is no face to show a client, Phoenix. But, so tell me all about it. Tell me all about our little trailer by the sea. Jessie, you can always sell any dream to me. I'm going to guess that my sister's in a lot of trouble again. Yes, she is. I told her everything about what had happened in the past 2 days. Mia closed her eyes, deep in thought, while she listened. You don't have a face to show a client. I see. Mia, what am I supposed to do? It's pretty clear what a good lawyer does in this situation. And that is, tell me, please. Believe in your convictions. And fight for the complete acquittal of your client. You think Maya's not guilty. How can you be so sure? I know she is, and I'll give you a hint as to why. Yes? Mediums can't have dreams. They can't? From what you told me, it sounds like Maya was having a dream while channeling. Yeah, she said she dreamt that she had died and had been buried in the ground. But that is impossible. You've heard it from her, I'm sure. When a medium channels, her own spirit disappears. Which means that it's impossible for her to dream during that time. Then, what does this mean? I think it's safe to bet that Maya was set up. A setup? It's up to you to blow the lid on this case tomorrow and show how she was set up. How am I supposed to prove her innocence when I have nothing to go on? If you're looking for a clue, it's already in your hands. It is? Just as it sounds, Phoenix, you already hold the key. Really? Come on, show me the key to this cave. Like the literal key? The key, huh? Alright, I'll show it to her, the key I hold. Is it the key? Mia, have you seen this key before? Ah, the key. It's literally the key to understanding everything that's happening in this case. This key? Phoenix, listen, right now that key is sitting in your hand. However, it shouldn't be. It contradicts the facts. What does she mean? I'm certain this key will be the piece of evidence that makes your case tomorrow. You already know everything you need to know. You know what the key to this case is. That is enough. But, how can I win tomorrow without knowing who the real murderer is? Who could have? I didn't know it at the time. But this day was going to end with a turn for the surprising. Mia has a lock. Mia has 3 locks. Mia? What? What's wrong? That's right, only I can see the Cyclops. Which means Mia must know something about the real murderer. For this to be something, she would hide under lock and key from even me. What in the world is going on? Good question. We find out later. But I'm not going anywhere. It's only been 23 minutes. Yes, I want to save. So let's save there. And now it's June 21, 9:48 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 3. What? Prosecutor Von Karma, you mean? No, I heard it's his successor this time. Successor? Huh. Manfred Von Karma was a really sinister man. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks, all so he could win. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. He had a perfect record for 40 long years. Who knows what sort of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. And now, his successor, I wonder what kind of person they will turn out to be. It's no good. Mystic Maya! Pearly! Really? You showed up. Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother is watching over the trainees. She said they have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then, you came all by yourself? Yep, I snuck out of the manor and followed them out. Don't tell me you walked all the way here. Of course not. I ran. Oh my. If it takes 2 hours by train. Oh man. Pearl, what about the train? Huh? What's a train? Crayon. What song is that? In the Air. That's the song that popped into my head when I was going crayon. I give up. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who's that? He's Nick's rival. Well, he's also a friend. Objection! I still remember him as though I'd seen him only yesterday. Objection! And a very stressful music. Every trial was a scorchingly fierce battle until the very end. Objection! Objection! It was always back and forth with them, but when you're rivals for life. Maya! Please don't mention that name again. Huh? Why, Nick? I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot you don't know. He's gone. And he's not coming back. What? Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean? Court will commence shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway. Nick. I'll tell you later, baby. I don't know why I just called her baby. I'm sorry. Court is now in session for the trial of my FA. Are the prosecution and the defense prepared? What is with this kid? Mr. Wright, are you prepared? Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me? Mr. Phoenix writes. You must be a little shocked because I am a woman, correct? Hold on, so she's the famed successor to Prosecutor Von Karma. I'm Franziska Von Karma, the prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for the sole reason. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do even a fake bad German accent. Accent is where I'm looking for. I'm just still. Revenge. Is this about her father, Manfred von Karma? It did sound a little Transylvanian, yes. If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can... Ow! I'm talking. No. If you interrupt again, my whip will do the speaking for me. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you. Ow! Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix writes. Well. This is a courtroom, not a bedroom. Prosecutor Von Karma, your opening statement, please. Those of Von Karma blood have only one fate, and that is perfection. The defendant, my fate, will find no escape from her guilt on my watch. Very well. What is the defense's position? Your Honor. Does the defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty? Yes. Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. How very Philip-K-Dick of you. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right. I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense? A plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of themselves. We could very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but... The defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Because to plead justified self-defense is to say that you did kill someone. How foolish. If that's how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix writes, then I shall now call the first witness. She's just as scary as her father, like daughter, I assume. I suppose, sorry. Witness, your name and occupation. Yes, sir, my name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct. Ah! Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder. Yes, sir. If everyone would please look at this map. The channeling chamber has no windows, and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit? It's quite the look of disbelief there, Your Honor. Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into the room. Ah, and that's when they found that the victim was already dead, correct. Did I check for a second bullet hole? I only know where the one bullet hole is. I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I have ever presided over. Floor plans added to the court record. So how was the victim killed? I was about to get to that. Stop wasting my time then. Cause of death, witness testimony. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. Autopsy report added to the court record. The court accepts it into evidence. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. Cross-examination, cause of death. So the autopsy report said after being stabbed in the chest, he was shot in the forehead at point blank. They forgot the word range. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. But the murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe, whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. The victim? Now why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point is that you are missing. The point that you are missing is whose fingerprints are on the pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start. Fingerprints? There were fingerprints? Along with the victims. The defendant, my face, were also on the grip, sir. Of course they were. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. I walked right into her hands there. The shot was fired from point-blank range. Let me just... Yes. Okay. Point-blank, huh? So about how far away is that? It's anywhere between 12 to 20 inches away. I thought point-blank was like literally this much? 12 inches away, that's like... this much-ish. Something like that. And how do you know he was shot at point blank? Mr. Phoenix writes, I grow tired of the foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country. Excuse me. Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn? When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Gunpowder exploding is what makes a bullet fire, and that gets real hot, pal. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead. Wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. You do not watch enough CSI. I know this CSI existed back when this game was released. You do not watch enough CSI. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. Stabbed? What was he stabbed with? A fruit knife. I see. And whose knife was it? It looks like it belongs to the face, sir. And of course, my face fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh? This does not look good. Ha ha ha. What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Wright? The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. How severe was the wound? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. This testimony makes it sound like Maya had stabbed him with the intent to kill. The murderer used a pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. Are you sure he was stabbed first, then shot? Yep, sure as sure can be. One look at the wounds and you'd come to the same conclusion too, pal. A fool is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools. A pistol shot to the forehead at point-blank range is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter then which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix writes. What a pain. Ugh, there are so many fools in this game. That's enough. We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the 2 murder weapons with me today. Very well. The court accepts them into evidence. Pistol added, knife added. The date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at this time, and 2 murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them, huh? This does seem like an open and shut case. Hang on. I want to look at the evidence. I can't look at the evidence. Naturally. This is going from bad to worse, as if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. After all, there's no room left for doubt, is there? That is quite true, Mr. Wright? Yes? Even in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? It's the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose. See, just as I promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you would change your plea in less than 10 minutes. What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justified self-defense? Because now would be the time to do so. This is your final chance. This is a huge decision. I'd better think this through all the way. Hell no! If we plead justified self-defense, we would basically be confessing to murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be ruined and she'd be labeled a murderer. I can't let that happen. Your Honor, have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright? The defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of complete acquittal. Ow? Bitch! You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective. Yes, sir. Present the final portion of your testimony, the final strike. Yes, sir. Now, see here, proceedings are run by... Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. And it also has a bullet hole in it. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. So this is the costume. There certainly is evidence of a back spray of blood on this. This piece directly links Maya fate to the crime, sir. I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Maya's costume added to the court record. Alright, Mr. Wright. Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood spatter on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse? Yes. It always could. Ha! What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix writes. Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing. Yes, it is. So he said, I forgot to read. He said, sorry pal, but there's a more incriminating piece of evidence. Why didn't you say so in your testimony earlier? You're kind of scary today, you know, pal. Come now, Mr. Wright. There's no need for that kind of attitude in my court. Huh. Alright, just please stop glaring at me like that. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. Maya's costume? Yeah, she was wearing this when we arrested her. Maya, she's wearing her channeling costume today too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else? As you can see, it's covered in blood. This blood on the costume. Lab results show that it's the victim's blood. So there's blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes. Definitely not good. So were there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence? Well, if you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad, not enough time. Let's move on. Yes, Miss Von Karma's perfectly correct. Now even the judge is on her side. But if I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do? I'm gonna press further. There was a bullet hole on the fucking thing. Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. There must be something about this costume. I just have to look harder. Mr. Wright, Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There's no way for you to poke a hole in it. Looks like my time is up. So about the costume. Your Honor. Actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence. What? What are you talking about, pal? Where is this problem you're talking about? Hang on, let me just put down my water glass again. I'm gonna put it here, so I don't have to keep leaning over. I've come this far. There's no turning back now. Problem I have with this piece of evidence is here. Like, right there. I asked the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume. The sleeve? There's a tiny hole here. A hole? But that wasn't in the report. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Gunpowder? No one ever told me. A hole that smells of gunpowder. It looks like I found the hole I was looking for. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion you can make is that this must be a bullet hole. Order, order. This is a very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record first before anything else. Costume updated. Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. Okay, so let's... Oh. Doesn't give me much more. How was it even? Oh, whatever. Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with their testimony. That just now was a fluke, nothing more. How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. While I agree it is a mistake on the part of the police, what Prosecutor Von Karma has said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definitive problem with the evidence, then... no way. Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony. Yes, sir. Okay, that's when I got the defendant attacked and killed the person who without a doubt was not fighting back. Oh? So how's there a bullet hole in her clothes? He wasn't fighting back. How do you know if he was or wasn't? You could find no evidence that the victim put up any sort of struggle path. So did the murderer have a fight with the victim or not? Depending on this, the circumstances around the murder change drastically. Ugh, we're in real trouble now. Only had something to prove that the victim did fight back. That Von Karma, she thinks she can decide the verdict with this testimony alone. Well, I'll find a critical contradiction somehow, and then I'll have her. Okay, so let's present this. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes? Having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling. You said that my client killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. Yeah, I did. Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlooked supposed to mean? What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is this what it means to not fight back? Ah, you're right. It seems you are correct. If the victim had tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything. Alright, the wind seems to be shifting. Ha! What is with that? Are you finished yet, laugh? Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Miss Von Karma? It seems that my Faye was shot at by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea. That is correct. But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty. Now that you... Why, that's right. Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all. No! Well, yes, that's true. Oh, stop it with the curtsying. Furthermore, just the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense. Huh? How so? Oh, don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we acquired added in, of course. Huh? You mean by myself? You want me to put together the scenario all by myself? Yes, sir. Right away, sir. What transpired? During the channeling, the defendant saw a chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. No? This scenario you have put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright, on the surface it does seem to make sense. However, I won't give up that easily. Please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, please. Cross-examination, what transpired? During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. There's quite a difference in height between Dr. Gray and the defendant. Add in body strength and it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim. Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess. You think you can get away with such flimsy reasoning, Mr. Phoenix Wright. My Faye was in the middle of channeling, was she not? Huh? When channeling with the crane channeling technique, the medium physically changes. With the nurse's build, the defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor. I don't believe that she even studied up on the crane channeling technique. Like I said before, I am perfect. About what you were talking about, I didn't quite get it. Never mind, let's continue with the testimony. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. Oh, wrong button. So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him. But if you think about the blood loss, he was probably hurt pretty bad. How badly hurt would you say he was? Actually, I went to give blood the other day, and afterward I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. I guess the damage was maybe about 10 times the dizziness. Sorry. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. Where in the world did that pistol come from? It looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, had specifically bought it for that day. But a handgun? He got it off the black market about 2 days before the murder. Why did Dr. Gray bring a gun? Was he taking precautions against something? The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. So, you're saying that the bullet hole in his costume was made then? Sorry, pal, but yeah, that's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when a shot was fired. Maya, I'm really glad you weren't hurt. Huh. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. Maya has never fired a gun before in her life. The victim had already taken off the safety. With the safety off, even an amateur like you can fire it just by pulling the trigger. Even me. I wonder. Now do you understand? Von Karma's logic is perfect. His testimony certainly makes it look very bad. But there's gotta be a contradiction in there somewhere. And uncovering it, it's gonna uncover the truth. I can feel it. Okay, what do I have? Oh! I pressed the wrong button. No, damn it. I meant to press the X. I just wanted to look at this. And now press the X again on the wrong thing. You can't tell if it goes through both layers or just the one. Okay, fine, let's try this. No. Damn it. Hang on. 2 shots fired. That has her prints on it. What am I missing? Well, she has no pockets. Where would she even hide a knife? Hmm. Well, if she was channeling, then she wasn't herself. What am I missing here? Let's see if there's anything that I can think of. Let me go over it again. Am I completely dumb? I feel completely dumb. She didn't have a motive. Why would she decide to do this? I still have 6 bars. Well, he can't both say that they were too close and he missed because of that, and that we were so close that there's no way she could have missed. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what to do. Hi, Ash. Yes, yes, that's Francesca von Karma. There we go. She's the daughter of Manfred? Manfred. I'm pretty sure it's Manfred from the first game. But I guess she grew up in Germany with her mother, or a nanny, or, you know, the rest of the Sound of Music kids. Or is that Austria? That might be Austria. But if I'm channeling, she should be the defendant. Okay, I'm gonna save here. And then we're gonna... No. No. Damn it. I can't figure out how to get my point across. Well, they can't call this the murder weapon when he actually was shot to death. Maybe? No? Okay, we're gonna start again. Yeah. Okay. What am I missing? There's quite a difference in height between Dr. Gray and the defendant, and in body strength, and it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim. Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess. You think you can get away with such flimsy reasoning, Mr. Phoenix Wright? My Faye was in the middle of channeling, was she not? When channeling with the Quran channeling technique, the medium physically changes. With the nurse's built, the defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor. I don't believe that she even studied up on the Quran channeling technique. Yes, she has a whip. Yes. Yes. Like I said before, I am perfect. But what you were talking about, I didn't quite get it. Never mind. Let's continue with the testimony. No? Oh, yes. Yes. So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him. But if you think about the blood loss, he was probably hurt pretty bad. How badly hurt would you say he was? Actually, I went to give blood the other day, and afterward I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. I guess the damage was maybe about 10 times the distance? Ugh! Sorry. Where in the world did that pistol come from? It looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, had specifically bought it for that day. But a handgun? He got it off the black market about 2 days before the murder. Why did Dr. Gray bring a gun? Was he taking precautions against something? The victim took a shot because they were too close, he missed. So you're saying that the bullet hole in this costume was made then? Sorry, pal, but yeah, that's what I think. The two of them were already fighting. Yes, you brought a gun to spirit fights. The two of them were already fighting when the shot was fired. Maya, I'm really glad you weren't hurt. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. Maya has never fired a gun before in her life. The victim had already taken off the safety. With the safety off, even an amateur like you can fire it just by pulling the trigger. Even me, I wonder. So should I try to shoot the gun? Is that what we're trying to say? Now do you understand? I found Karma's logic is perfect. His testimony certainly makes us look very bad, but there's got to be a contradiction in there somewhere. And uncovering it is going to uncover the truth. I can feel it. Well, we know that she's like incapacitated. That's the channeling method. And she's like, well, not incapacitated, but she's at least gone. She has no control over her body. Okay, let's try this. No. 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 Well, we call this the murder weapon. That still bugs me. We call this the murder weapon. They say that I'm too close, but being too close means he couldn't miss. Because they were too close, he missed. And there, when I asked him to elaborate, he says because no one would miss at such close range. And I can't check the gun. I feel so dumb. And he was shot in the head. He was stabbed in the chest. Oh, you can't see. He was stabbed in the chest and shot in the head. But he missed and shot her in the arm, like through here, because they were too close. And then he dropped the gun, or grabbed the gun from him. Or she grabbed the gun from him and shot him. And I can't examine the gun. And I can't examine this, but all it tells me is that there's a bullet hole. I really don't remember what this is. And we don't have his clothes. And 2 shots fired. Yes, we know that. That has been explained. And the gun has both people's prints. That makes sense. Someone? Anyone? And even if she was taller, I can't figure out a way that would matter with the blood. And we can't zoom in on the hole, on the bullet hole. I know I beat this game. I should be able to figure this out. The defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest, and she did. Or someone did, with a knife that her prints are on. And the victim fought back. And he pulled out a gun. Bang, bang. No, just the first bang, sorry, bang. And he missed. It completely flew past her arm. She grabbed the gun and shot him in the head. I just don't see it. Because the only thing I can think of, which I've already tried, is this. But that bullet hole shows that she was still sitting. Because the other bullet is in his head, so that bullet hole, 8 inches off the ground, it can't fly wildly, so unless he was also standing, that bullet hole only makes sense if she was still sitting. Fuck it, let's try it here. No? Okay, fine. Okay. Yes. Maybe here. I'm not sure I tried this. Let's try that one. No. Missing the tiny hole on this costume will be the prosecution's undoing. Okay, I think I figured it out. What do you mean? This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank? Maybe. If that were true, then where is the gunpowder burn on this costume? Ah. Gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. When something's shot from point blank, which, by the way, in this game is 12 to 20 inches. That's point blank, yes. A burn area is left around the bullet hole. Oh. But there's not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. Ha! I figured it out. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when a shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away, and it was then, when they were separated, that he fired. How was that? As if that was ever even possible. According to testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Well, then... That's right, the defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then, while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There, that should satisfy even you. That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright? I must be careful, I can't afford to make a mistake here. Concentrate and think. It does not make sense. There's a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor. Dr. Honor. Yes, I was about to say Dr. Honor. Flaw? Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took a shot. There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking. Yes, exactly that. This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic. What is that? A folding screen? I would like to point the court's attention to the hole in this folding screen. Oh! It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Who, where, what? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please. Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means... When the shot was fired, the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. Or sitting. Also sitting. Order, order. This changes everything. Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot. And the bullet hit this folding screen. It hit us this location, 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. So from there to there. She was still here. Somewhere around here. Huh? Uh-oh, the judge's face is scrunched like he just smelled some serious bad breath. Wait, I just realized I forgot to brush this morning. Excuse me while I Okay. Sure, go brush your teeth. In the meantime, I want you to think things through again, Mr. Wright. Okay, so almost. Ugh, of course, whoops. What's done is done. For now, I should focus on where Maya was at the time of the crime. I can't save here. Well, if the bullet hits there, like here? That's better? No? Still no. Is she sitting all the way like over here? Let's try that. I do have a save. No? Okay, was she hiding? Like here? Because he shot the first shot. She shot the second shot. She was standing here, near the folding screen. Okay, that's it. Wait a second. We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole. But how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? No. That's impossible. But why? You, of all people, should know the answer to that question, Mr. Von Karma. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burns present. Oh, right, 12 to 20 inches. But the room is quite big. However, there is nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume. Ugh. Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You. I believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing a ways from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation? Yes. Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. She was hiding. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with a knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at the time? Squatting all the way by the folding screen. Yes, exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Ugh. Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason. Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Ugh. Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should be in the... blast radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. You amuse me. Ugh, of all the things to inherit, why did it have to be that smarmy smile? Detective, how dare you damage my perfect logic? How is it all my fault? You can start repairing your standing by first removing that 3-strand goatee. Oh, and rest assured your punishment will come later. Punishment? Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of this detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness. Next witness. That's gotta be Lotta. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we'll hear from the next witness. To be continued. And on that note, we will actually take a 6-day recess because I feel my voice is not happy with this. So we are gonna be done for today now. We caught up a little further. Sorry to break when you barely just got here, Ash, but yeah. Yeah. Tomorrow we are... I'm not sure what we're doing, actually. There might be a surprise guest. Maybe, possibly. They and I are still debating this. Or, if there's not a surprise guest, I will be continuing. Even though it was annoying, I will be continuing the shape-shifting detective. We're just gonna have to accept the fact that I need to cut the stream every 30 to 40 minutes and restart it. Because I want to finish the game. I'm interested in the game. I haven't heard back from Wales. By Wales I mean the publisher, Wales Interactive, not the part of England. Sorry, the UK, the part of the UK. So either a surprise guest or the shape-shifting detective. Yes, exactly. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for helping me figure out this 10-minute brain fart. And have a good one. Bye.